Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the show. We're very happy to have you guys here. This is Omni Hero Session 10. We're 10 into it. We got some stuff going on with it too, so we're going to get back into that today. We had a bit of a reveal last week with the current campaign we got going on, but nevertheless, let's go around here and see what everybody's up to. How you doing, Puffin?
Doing all right. How are you?
I am tired, but that's my life. So, did you
True.
have a good weekend?
I've been doing all right. Just working on, working on game development, getting ready for new demos, and trying to find more people.
That is always the struggle, isn't it?
Yeah, those darn schedules and everyone trying to be an adult.
Yeah, no. I know well. I know well. I'm still on the dynamite thing, and I will be to at least March.
Hmm.
So joys,
Oh no,
because that adds hours to my day. I get up at 3 o'clock now.
I'm sorry.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Nice.
I used to get up at 6, so I've lost 3 hours of sleep. But oh well, it is what it is. But and of course, this is like my busiest day I have anyway. So, yeah, you know, I'm gonna have to go to there's a city like an hour and a half north. I'm gonna have to go twice today. So that's a total of 6 hours I'm gonna have to drive. Yep.
Hmm.
Cool.
And I'll be back maybe close to midnight, and then I have to get up in 3 hours. And then, of course, tomorrow is also a big delivery where I got to move about 5 or 6 tons of dynamite. So, yay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not.
Dynamite.
You didn't happen to be in Arlington, Virginia the other day, did you? I'm just curious.
No,
You know
what
better
happened
than
in
that.
Arlington?
Oh, you didn't see that massive explosion? Like
No.
the cops went to some guy's house, some crazy dude, and it just it was a pretty big explosion.
Wow. Yeah, no, I'm not in the States. I miss a lot of the little things.
Hmm.
I've been noticing, mainly in the news, just kind of off to the side. I've been real busy. I have been noticing that there's been a lot of them Islamists making the attacks in Europe.
Yeah. Well, it's about time for another war, right? That's the
I
logic,
guess
anyways.
it seems so. Although they don't seem to
Tis
have had a pause, to be honest with you.
Yeah, tis the season for a new war.
I
It's
guess.
you know.
I guess.
So what do you get Raytheon CEO for Christmas?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, there's money to be made, GOP. But well, very good to have you here, Puffin. How about you, GOP? How was your weekend?
Well, mine's just starting, but that's pretty decent. I'm just getting some stuff done around the house that I neglected, but
Oh, yeah, no, I have a hurricane of a wife, so those things do not happen here.
well, I do
Lucky
not have
you.
that.
Lucky
Hmm.
you.
Yep.
Yeah, no, she's one of those people that don't stop moving until she does.
Mm,
Yeah. We
objects in motion.
Yeah,
Can't
no,
stop,
she's
won't
just that
stop.
type. She's always doing something. But I remember her mom, Japanese women were kind of that way. But we have a thing here in Japan called a kotatsu. It's kind of when they're made heating for winter. Of course, they don't really have much winter here. But it's basically a coffee table with a heater built into it, and
Hmm.
a big old comforter laid in between. And once she finds herself under that, it's done. That demon just sucks you right in, dude. So. That's about the only thing that slows her down. How about you, lady? How was your weekend?
My weekend was fine. Just normal stuff.
That's good. All right. We're
Did a
not
little
sure if.
Christmas shopping, stuff like that.
Oh, that's good. Now we're not sure if Tower's going to show up today. Christmas shopping. Haven't done that in a few years.
Yeah, do it all online now, huh?
No, I just don't. We don't do Christmas at all anymore.
Kids are not in the house.
Kids
So
are not in the house, lady. That's right. And if we want something, we'll get it ourselves. I just got myself a new watch, and because of Black Friday, My wife was very
Yeah.
excited. She saved $200, and she bought herself something too. So I guess we did Christmas a month early. But
There you
she
go.
got herself a brand new iron,
Hi, David.
fancy one too. It does steam at a distance.
At
Does
a
it talk to you
distance.
too, just like your
No,
toilet?
it doesn't, but it's Panasonic. She was very happy. She's been using the yellow one for 20 years, and she's said that she's been having trouble for a long time with the water thing, and she had to be careful how she moved. And I said, "Why did you buy a new one a long time ago then?" And she's like, "Oh." So there you go. So so we both got new things. She got a fancy little iron, and I got myself a watch. So very nice. Christmas is
Is it a
done.
Rolex?
No,
Oh,
I've never
no.
bought a Rolex. I almost bought one like 25 years ago. I should have, but I didn't. But no, I got it's a Seiko Orient.
Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind to have a Rolex, I guess, but they've gotten ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's out of control. Back in those days, I could have bought one for a couple grand. Now it's like $20,000. I mean, I buy a
Yeah.
car.
Before you buy the Rolex. Me too.
Well, I mean, right? It's getting
Yep.
on time for me to buy a new car for my wife, and that's about the kind of money she spends, 20, 30 grand, right?
Yep.
So anyway, I think that's enough yabbering. We don't know if Tower's going to come in, and today is going to be a little bit truncated. I can only do 2 hours today. I have to run out, and I'm just crazy busy. But so we're going to be a little bit truncated today, so we might as well just get right into it. What do you guys say?
It works
All
for me.
right. Do it.
All right, here we go. All right. Now, I'm not going to run through the whole thing again. You know what we're doing. We're doing OmniFit here, and we've had some interesting things. We've certainly laid the world out fairly well, I think, as far as much as a four-color needs anyway. It doesn't need the depth that other things do. But the main deal is these guys have been brought into Pawtucket to replace the current Paw Patrol, which are the mainline heroes that protect this area with Omnicore International. And these guys haven't really proved themselves yet, so they're still doing their thing. Now these guys, of course, are working out of the Pawtucket chapter. But they've been following a little bit of a lead. They were doing another thing, but it kind of landed into a different area. But they are on the trail of the new dawn. And of course, Adeline Potter turned out to be an actual Scandinavian goddess called Siofin. And she's just like a small love goddess, but she's always kind of be noisy. And she's got herself into something because somehow she had come about capturing Beelzebub and was just draining his life away, which is, not nothing, right? And therefore, these guys were going in and following some leads that Kitty had dug up about some of the cult members. I think there was 5 of them that she had found information on, right? And they went to the one house because they need to find where she is because they were able to, well, break up uh, the the headquarters and the evil otherworld dungeons in the basement. So they've certainly thrown a wrench in her plans, whatever they would be. But whilst they were going to the first house, they found a bunch of New Dawn cult members, and they dealt with them. It wasn't really that big a challenge. However, one of the cult members upstairs, and as we left last week, Randy was, of course, covering the surveillance on the drone and all of your guys' heads-up displays, and we got a single frame. And of course, the god amongst us, the Puffin or the Ryzen, is that his name?
Isaac.
Ryzen recognized her instantly. And who was she?
Hella.
Hella. Now that's a major player. And once again, the Scandinavians are involved because, as I said, the leader of this cult, who has a kind of MO over the centuries, but she is Scandinavian goddess, a small time one, but still. So there is a connection there. But Hela's a whole nother can of wax. So that's where we are. You guys are sitting in the van. Ryzen has just identified to you guys what that is. Now, the rest of you know who Hella is, I guess, depending on how much you care about history stuff. But, in our world, particularly Omnicore and all that kind of stuff, the gods and demons and angel stuff isn't really talked about much. It's kind of just thrown into the mythical category.
Hmm.
So it's not something that's like, oh yeah, the gods, we know gods. It's not like that, right? It's not like in the Marvel, you have Thor running around and several others, and everyone knows, oh, there's a god on Earth. That's not the situation here. So you guys probably are fairly ignorant about it, but Ryzen is well aware what that means. So I will let you go. It is, what was it, 10 o'clock at night? 11 o'clock at night?
Mhm.
10:30, something like that.
Yeah, it was
Uh,
later than you. Yeah.
you have uh, I think 2 dead cultists and 1 captured, right? Was that the
I think it was
situation?
one dead
And
cultist.
2
We
captured.
knocked. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Because the one stabbed herself, and one of them I captured, and one of them I think Lady captured.
Yeah, okay. So
No,
there's the
mine's the one.
situation.
Well, okay, yeah, because it's both of them. Two of them
There
married.
was
Yeah.
two of them by you.
Well, two
Yeah.
are captured and 1 is
Yep.
dead. So
And
of course Kitty is probably already starting procedure and getting the Omnicore paddy wagon is probably on the way.
mhm.
And the cleanup team. Okay.
Well, yeah, all that. And we also have the book.
Yes.
Which
You
we
do have a
can't
book. They
read.
were in the middle of a ceremony. Now, so you have a book. You have 2 captured cultists. You have a single frame of Hela, whatever that means, and you also have 4 other leads as far as knowing the residence of 4 other cult members that Kitty had tracked down. So
Mhm.
it's 11 o'clock at night. By the time the paddy wagon's done and all that kind of stuff, it's going to be midnight. So what do you want to do?
In that time before the paddy wagon gets there, I'm gonna have tons of fun. Freeze that frame, like that small sequence of frames, and I'm gonna get a copy of it and tell them,
I'll
don't.
be right back in about an hour. Okay.
And it's like I'll be back.
He's always
Yeah, because
disappearing, leaving
you
us
should
to work.
obviously
I'm
tell
always
your
complaining about the work. Yeah, he's never
yeah
does the
you
paperwork.
should tell your friend. Uh, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, any of the girls feel like talking?
Oh no. One of them is still unconscious. The other one that the amazing great cloaca captured is literally will spit if you take a gag out of her mouth.
That makes sense. Well, Puffin's. Did we already try and ask ask your character's wife if she could read the book, if she knew what they were doing?
I
I
haven't
think so. I
taken it
think
back
so.
to her.
No, because I think we kind of left it off right after the
Yeah,
fight,
no,
if I
that
recall
hasn't happened
correctly.
yet. That hasn't happened
Yeah,
Yeah.
yet. But
but that's
I
an
mean,
idea.
you'll
Hi,
have to do that.
dragon.
You'll have to do that after because right now
Hmm.
he's going somewhere else.
That's true. Well, I'm assuming he took the book, since that would make the most sense.
Oh yeah, I'm not giving
Because
up
he's
that.
the magical one. So
Yeah.
I'm a
we
We'll
will.
get the
man.
girls. The rest of the house is clear, so we'll take the girls outside, set them on the porch.
Yeah, that already got taken care of. All the stuff with the people coming to take him and bring him back and interrogate him and all
Well,
that.
no, he said before they left, he disappeared. So
Oh, okay. Well, either way, at this point, I'm assuming that they're out of here, uh, unless
okay.
we want to
Well,
talk with
I have
them.
to deal with him first.
Okay.
Okay, Puffin, what are you doing?
I'm going to. I think I'm going to go to tier first.
Sure.
The cool thing is that being an immortal, he doesn't really have to rest as much. So hopefully he's awake at this hour.
Well, I seriously doubt time in the god realms work exactly the same anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And just time zones themselves, you know.
Yeah. I mean, this campaign world is not the same as the last one we did, the Umbral one.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That's different. This place, I haven't really thought it out, but it's not a major part of everything that's going on, but it is here. So anyway,
Okay.
you go
So
and you ask to see him as usual, as you've done before, and he is in, and you're let in. There is a lot of craziness in here. You see several pin boards up across this room, more than several. I'd say probably 15 of them, which is double as many as you saw last time. Amongst those pin boards that are up, one of them has Beelzebub on it, and the other one next to it has your little love goddess.
You got another pin to put on that board there, buddy.
You do.
yeah, she's not my love goddess. She'd probably get a lot more done if she was.
Well, your
But
wife might object to that, but
yeah.
Go
Let's
ahead.
see here. So I'm gonna basically, go up to Tyr when he doesn't seem to be terribly busy, and basically address him, Chief. I have some interesting news to give you. Not necessarily the best news, but it's progress.
Well, out with it.
I'll, put in the tape and play the tape for him.
On a tablet or something, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
And he sees that, and he looks at you and he says, "Stop that immediately."
Okay.
He calls Carl. He says, "Sif, clear this room." You see a mousy little lady stand up, and as soon as she does, the whole room comes to attention, as if absolutely terrified. And she says, "Out." And you feel terrified.
Okay, so do I need to leave too?
I don't think
You
so,
almost
buddy.
want to. Yeah. But anyway, she clears the room and then she leaves herself. She says, "Where did you get this?"
This was, and I'll explain where it was. Who,
Pawtucket, Rhode Island?
We weren't in Pawtucket. Were we in Providence?
in
Oh, you were in
Providence.
Providence. Providence, Rhode Island. That's not as bad as Pawtucket, to be fair. Yeah. And he's like, I know you
Not
are
even,
of a different pantheon, so you're not aware of what's going on. And honestly, there's very few of us who are aware of what's going on. Hella's been missing a decade. This is a bad
just
problem.
Beelzebub.
We have, well, it seems to be a connection now. Of course, Beelzebub is because keep in mind, like I said before, the gods, angels, whatever you want to call them, and the devils, demons, they are put in place by the creator as a balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they all separate in, even though you're all basically the same thing, you do fall into pantheons. But you know, Beelzebub is not necessarily part of the pantheon that would be considered adjacent to the Aesir, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that that's not as important as it used to be in the old days.
Mm-hmm.
But nevertheless, she's been missing a decade. No one knows. They've because Hela is the greater gods have actual jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Most gods can do whatever, like yourself, can do whatever they want, right? But the
Mm-hmm.
greater gods have actual aspects of reality they must manage, like Tyr. He's a god
Mm-hmm.
of justice, right? And he's this is his eternal existence. You see right here. Hela actually is a kind of a valve on the underworld. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
uh, she is important. So there's been a lot of juggling to try to keep her job done while she's not there, and keep
Couldn't,
a lid on it because that's not a good thing to get out. And he makes you understand very clearly we don't want anyone to know this is getting out. You don't want
yeah,
this out.
that's why I told the, whoever got the, is like, you destroy this, don't show this to anyone. whenever guy in the van, I was like, all right, I got got the copy, destroy it. Destroy the original.
No, yeah, you said that last time. So now he just starts contemplating, as he often does, trying to work it out in his head because they really didn't know why she had gone. There's no reason for her to go. The greater gods are have a compulsion upon them, right? It's different than you. You're kind of free to do whatever you want to do, really. But the greater
Hmm.
gods actually have it. They don't have the freedom you have, right?
They don't have the free will.
No, they don't. They have to do these things. So what's going on with that? Why in the Americas? Why with a small time? He's confused. He doesn't understand the purpose.
Or the plan.
That either.
Um, well, if I was to fetch a guess, if I may be so bold as to question what's going on, I know that certain individuals were given greater callings,
He acknowledges it. Yes.
and as a result, perhaps, see, the only one that could do. So Hela, her realm is governing the basically the underworld, the gates to the underworld. The only other like deities or entities I know that deal with any of that would be Hades.
And there you got Hades. You got Enma. There are 6 gods of the underworld across the planet. and
And
and they all guard their own area, and let the flow, because the underworld is kind of a just a rest stop, right? Some people end up staying there forever, right? Limbo. But it's mostly, for a majority of people, it's a rest stop, and they go on to places beyond that even the gods don't know what are. Most. But that's like it's like a junction way or a highway to the various other afterlives that, like I said, the gods don't even really know what they are or what happens once they pass through. Nothing comes back. But that's what they do, and there's 6 of them. And she's
mhm.
one of them, and they've been working overtime to, the elder seer council here have been working overtime to keep her job because one god cannot do what Hela can do. So they got a bunch of them down there, kind of working, double duty, doing their job, doing her job for her. But the thing that he's confused about is this: neither her, Hela, of course, or uh, uh, you know, uh, uh, Siofin, or you or I, or any other god, we can't do anything with another celestial's energy. It does nothing for us. We know that they were sapping Beelzebub, but we can't do anything with it. It's completely irrelevant to us. So what are they doing?
Well, I mean, is mortal empowerment still on the table? I mean, Hela, from my understanding of her powers, abilities, etc., is, she has two faces, so to speak, two forms, two phases, whatever you want to call it. Um, I wonder if there's some kind of research or something going on here about not transferring power amongst us, but transferring power to mortals.
Well, I
Because
mean,
we,
it doesn't work like that, right? I mean, it's we can endow just like the devils can endow. Of course, all of us celestials can endow, but we take celestial energy. We don't use our own.
just it's just a big mess, really.
Well, I'm not there, but
No, you're
out
not.
of character, yes. Just the thought, Puffin. You
No,
know.
you're not there.
Fine. Okay, never mind.
I
I'm
hear this
twiddling my
buzz in the
thumbs.
back of my head. Minus
Mm-hmm.
karma. Minus karma.
Right, all right. I'm back at the house, twiddling my thumbs.
All right.
Oh, the
Um,
Reaper.
Well, anyway, he
Testing.
can't.
Okay.
He's busy, so he needs to continue what he's
Mhm.
doing. He tasks you directly to find out what the hell is going on, and that was a pun intended.
I know. Very nice.
Because this is confusing. Now, therefore, he needs to get back to his job. You need to get back to them.
Yep.
However, do you mention at all your little? Because you, as a group, last week did have a conversation about what you thought might be going on. Do you mention this to him or not?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I will
I don't
explain what was going on because I don't remember everything of what we talked
Me
about.
neither. Ethereal, do you remember what we talked about last week?
Yes, GOP remembers. Go ahead, GOP. I
Oh,
know
I
you're
do?
biting at the. Yes, you guys were contemplating that maybe they're draining power to empower omnis because omnis
Okay, yeah.
are
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
evil
that's what
Art
infected.
demons.
Their
I thought
power
that's what he was saying in part of the conversation was
that
like
was
Yes,
talking
not.
about
I
It
mortals.
was zero. That's not what he was thinking. No.
Oh, okay. Well,
He meant
that's what I
endowment
thought he was
because
going with that. Yeah.
celestials can endow people. It's happened many
Hmm.
times, but they use actual celestial energy, whatever that is, to endow people, whether they be the chaos or the order of celestials. But
Yeah.
taking the energy of a celestial itself serves no purpose from his point of view.
Hmm.
He does think about it, and he's like, I don't know how that would work. The omnis are a unique and new thing. These humans and their modern science. They might well just kill us all.
Someday.
well, I mean,
Oh, I'm not there.
we'll just bounce back once they've withered away. That's why they're mortal, right? They get the best toys, but they don't get to play with them long.
This is true. Well, get at it. Keep me advised.
Yes, sir.
All right. So,
Also, I did find this, and I'll show him the book.
oh, and that book I said, where did I say that was from?
Um,
Oh, I
I
didn't
think
because we haven't had a professional
yeah.
look at it yet. That's right.
I said my wife's a professional in calligraphy. She was gonna or runes. She was gonna take a look at it.
He takes out a smartphone and he puts it back in the pocket, takes another one out, and then by the time he gets to the eighth one, he's yeah, and he takes a picture of it. He says, "Well, keep your case file, and when you have time, add it to the wall." And he points over to your wall,
Okie
which
dokie.
has your case
You
on it.
got a sticky ball. You
I
got his
have a
own
sticky note.
pegboard.
Well, I
I'll
mean, this case is important, right? It's just become more important because hell is involved somehow, for some reason. All right, so you go back. Now, you guys, the Omnicore Pawtucket chapter is there, and there, of course, you're used to seeing these guys by now, especially in the nighttime, because you guys aren't supposed to be working nighttime, but you always find yourself in the nighttime, and of
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm
course,
tired. I want to go home now.
you have Oscar and Seymour show up as usual, and they're like, "What you got for us, boss?"
I'll explain the situation. Basically, that they're part of the cult of the New Dawn. And basically we tried to apprehend them, and they got into altercation with us. So these two have been apprehended. One of them has passed away. So we're just letting
One
them know.
committed suicide.
Yeah, one has committed suicide.
You want us to
So
It's
let the
on.
locals know?
it might be best to keep it a bit under wraps until we have everything situated. Especially what happened before.
Okie dokie,
As
boss.
Yeah. It's all part of that thing, so yeah.
So Oscar and Seymour escort the unconscious one they pick up and just toss in the back of the wagon. The other one is trying to bite and spit, but you did put a gag on her, and they just bull tie her anyway, just without even thinking about it, and just throw her in the back quite roughly. Oscar and Seymour have very little sympathy for assholes, just so you know. And then they go in to clean up the place and gather it from, do their job.
Yeah.
So Oscar and Seymour are here. Therefore, you guys are free to go. And you, of course, you will have to create an internal report, obviously.
Hmm.
But by the time that they start walking into the house, a certain Japanese lightning god shows up.
Oh, you're back. Wow. Don't worry, we took care of things here. Did you ask your wife about the book?
I haven't had a chance yet.
Oh, all right. Well, that might be a good first thing before we go check
Exactly
the next
where
house.
do you go anyway?
Would you like to come visit?
Goes to the Bahamas.
Someday, sure.
All right. I
Right now, I'm very tired and very worn out. And what did you learn?
Well, from what I can tell you, apparently look around, make sure not being listened to,
Not being recorded?
and not being recorded, none of that stuff. Apparently the Hella was missing for a similar amount of time to Beelzebub.
Hmm. So the
Trying to
plot thickens.
yeah,
But she wasn't worn down like he was. She was like brushing her hair, pretending to be one of the girls. Because when we saw her, she looked like one of the girls who were just brushing her hair. But she's not
Well,
We don't know.
Allendale, right?
We
now
should probably just do the book.
Now, hold on a
Yep.
second. Puffin, you
Yes,
were given a file on Surafin, right?
right.
Surafin. So, did you show them?
I can show them right now.
Okay.
Oh, a file.
All right. Now, you guys are looking through this file, and tell me what is the intellect on your guys?
Uh,
That's excellent.
Now if we're talking about my study of the mind,
No, I'm talking
that's
about your
different.
just straight raw intellect.
My straight
Logic.
raw logic
Yeah,
is good.
yes. Good.
Yeah.
Hey,
Lady,
good.
Puffin.
Excellent.
Now, Puffin, as you're showing this to them again, give me because this is a pretty complete file, right? Go ahead and give me a roll, please.
Okay,
A
dokie.
logic roll. Now, if you have anything that involves memory, memory retention, total memory, things like that, then that absolutely applies.
We got to add our other team member to this.
Mhm.
Kitty?
Uh huh.
53.
How did you die and it didn't come across my screen? I see
There we
the
53.
go.
row.
I see it. No, it's right here.
I
53.
made it green.
Yeah, it's weird because you made the roll, but I don't see you guys in here. It's weird,
That's a new
but
update.
I'm
whatever.
here.
It's working, so it doesn't matter.
I'm rolling 1 6-sider right now.
You shouldn't be rolling any. Oh, you just want to show me. Yeah, I see it.
No. Okay.
So
But it didn't show up on mine. I'm gonna
so you should reboot your just refresh the page.
yeah,
Um,
refresh the page.
all right. So under excellent, that's 53. Let me see real quick. I really hate this update. I hate when these damn companies update this stuff instead of just letting it be. That's a green.
Mhm.
All right. Something you notice something. You don't know what it is. Something is in your head. It's on the tip of your tongue. Something.
Hmm.
As you're talking about Siofin.
Siofrin.
Siofin. That's actually one of those Scandinavian names that you can't help but say it correctly.
Siofin.
Siofin.
Sofin.
Syofn. Siofin. Anyway,
I was saying it on purpose.
Siofin.
would you like to
Siofin.
Yes.
contemplate that thing that you don't know
I-
what it
I-
is with your teammates?
Yes.
Yeah.
We would like to help him, even
Yes.
though our dose is lower, and maybe with Kitty helping us too.
Yeah, that's a good
Can't help
question.
Yes.
Let's see what Kitty's is.
Yeah.
So he feels like there's something blaring him in the face and he can't see it. So let's go over here to Kitty real quick. And Kitty's logic is remarkable. So I will make a roll for Kitty.
Oh, nice.
It's a good kitty.
85.
Okay. So Kitty says, yeah, I do notice something, and you guys are of course looking at this file, which is way better. But you do bring up the file which had hardly any information in it at all that you guys hardly even looked at, right? Because
Uh-huh.
keep in mind, you guys were going after a different person when this all kind of transpired. So you haven't really
Yeah.
spent much time with the actual threat report on the New Dawn, and you look in it and of course you see what she looks like. But in his file, there are uh, drawings, paintings, and of course modern photography as well from a couple hundred years ago. But one thing you do notice is she's a redhead, but not
She's a
now.
shapeshifter. So she's a
No, why do you
shapeshifter.
keep
What?
going there? You keep saying that, and
I
I've said
don't
no like
know.
28,000 times.
No, you did not.
Yes, I have. Um,
I want to get my hair dyed and call myself a shapeshifter.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yes, I'm going to go purple. But anyway,
Oh, wow.
all of the I see her report on her images. You see, she's a redhead, but that's not what she is in your report.
Redheads
Hmm.
means I forgot. I've forgotten what redheads mean. Mm.
Well,
And here's a picture of her. So if you guys have forgotten, just to remind you.
yeah.
Hmm.
But
Well,
normally she's
okay.
like a strawberry blonde, that kind of redhead.
Okay. Well, since this is out of the, this is very different for her. I mean, and and all of her followers have the same thing,
They do.
going on.
They do. Yeah. This is what the followers look like. I mean, obviously, they're not all necessarily as buxom, but they do dress in
Hmm.
this way, which is not strange when we're talking about Sealfin because she is a love goddess. So, I mean, it's not odd that her followers would, dress salaciously.
Yeah. Um. Well, since I mean, clearly there's something different about her. Obviously, if this is a brand new look and she didn't bother to change it in the past, then because I mean, she looks the same. Besides that, right? She just has
Yep.
different hair.
Yep. No.
Yeah.
And it is interesting because one of the things it even says in the file is that her hair it's like a strawberry blonde, like a reddish blonde, right? But
Hmm.
her hair has a chatoyance to it. That's one of her
Definition, please.
chatoyance,
Uh
like
huh.
a wavy, shiny
Shimmery. Okay.
characteristic. Chatoyance. You never heard this word before?
No.
Huh.
See, I'm not the only person.
Now we
Chitoy.
know, and knowledge is power.
Yes.
Well, there you go. New word for you today, chatoyance.
Something you learn every day. Okay.
Yep. CHETOYANCE.
I'm not right.
Chatoyance.
See, viewers, we're also educational.
Yes.
Quick run.
And of course, with the white hair, you're not going to have any kind of chatoyances.
No.
So she made herself uglier.
She did. She did. That's my point.
But why?
Yeah. But why?
Yeah. But why?
I mean, well, Hella has two sides. She's both, pretty and then pretty rotten. So
There is a very
maybe.
important feature about Hela, though, isn't there?
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
You question me on the depth of lore of a goddess I've studied.
Her hair is white.
Yes, thank
Yes,
you,
it is.
GOP. Thank you. I didn't know why we were going that direction, but
I don't know.
yes, her hair is white. This made her stand out and be unique amongst the other Aesir. And she does have the attractive face and then the undead zombie face side of her. That's true. But she's also a white-haired lady, which is quite rare, right?
Mhm.
So yeah.
Okay. So this could very well actually be Hela. Or it could be something where there's a magical connection of some kind that's doing this, because if all her followers are having the same thing.
Does Hela have a daughter? Is she Hela's daughter?
No, you're pretty sure she's Siofin.
I'm just wondering lore wise.
I mean, they're not even from the same. Are they? No, they're not. Hell,
We
I
don't know, but this is still good information to have on hand, and we might be able to find more as we go, search more houses.
Search more houses. As we go continue breaking and entering, this will be wonderful information.
No, I'm going to sleep. We've been up for over 24 hours,
It
and
is
it's dark,
midnight.
and it's
That is
midnight.
true, but this event just happened, and aren't we trying to catch them before maybe she has a chance to flee? That's my thoughts on it.
Well, if she
you know.
flees, we don't have to worry about her now, do we?
No, it could be big, it could be important, but I feel like we might as well. My character's rearing to go. He just drank way too much coffee, and there's other places to search to try and find her. So I'm rearing. If you guys want to go to bed, okay, fine. I mean, worst comes to worst, I can just do some recon and not.
Okay, Puffin, you get the Kitty and Puffin get to make the decision. I'll go with whatever they say.
Hella's asleep. Not Hella. Kitty wants sleep badly.
I say you girls get some rest. And
He split the party up.
This is gonna end poorly. Yep. I know exactly what I'm doing, which is bad decision
but
making.
I'll go to GP as like, look, I'd rather have them, have their rest and be able to be functional members of the team than, 330% are still 100, but I'd rather have 300%. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
I understand. I mean, honestly, though, I'm not gonna go in there when we're down team members, but it would be good to at least get some recon done. That's all. If we do happen to find where she is, then we can reconvene. But yeah, that's my thought.
Okay, so just recon. If it's just recon, I'll go with you.
Yeah, I'm not going in anywhere. I'm just seeing if I happen to spot her, from the outside. That's all.
Okay, so you take Kitty's information, and the rest of everyone goes to sleep. You and Ryzen go and you kind of scope out the various places. 3 of them are lifeless. There's no cars in the driveway. There's no lights on. You don't see any activity whatsoever. The last one, or let's say the middle one, does have people in it. You see, there are two cultist girls. They clearly are with the white hair and everything. And they don't seem to be doing anything culty based. Mainly, they seem to have boyfriends over, or well, you're not sure exactly what they are, but they're having a good time.
Mm.
But
Okay,
not up
fair
to
enough.
any
But they
magical
have.
shenanigans, though.
All right. Well, yeah, I don't see anyone else in the house or anything. It's, from what I can see outside. I'm obviously, once again, I'm not
Right.
going in. Yeah. All right, cool. Then, oh, do I still have trackers on me from the van, or do I have to go and get those? I would just put one on the car if I did have one on me.
Well, I'm assuming you guys have a kit. You went prepared, right?
Yeah.
Randy definitely
Um.
has them. There are three cars in this driveway. One is a brand new Stingray, black with lime and yellow, lime and lemon, I guess it would be trim. An old beat up Buick, and a little Hyundai.
Okay. And the car registrations, are they to the girls, or can
You
I?
don't have Kitty on board.
That's true. All right, I'll just put the little trackers on them. Won't hurt. So we've got something at least for our troubles, and then yeah, we'll retire for the night.
Okay,
In
and
the
I'm assuming
morning.
Puffin, you will have your wife look at the book whilst they are sleeping.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna have her look at the book after some stuff, but yes.
Oh, well, fine. You go back and hang out with your wife, and she looks at the book.
Hmm.
And she says, this is very old. Now, what are her skills?
Let me tell you that her skills. She has. Oh, where is she? Let's see, skills, runesmithing and occult,
Okay,
and in yep,
okay.
and
Give me
both
an
are
occult
linked.
roll.
Occult roll. That's under wisdom or
Logic, logic, logic.
okay. Mm, 99.
Oh, wow.
Whoa!
So close. Yeah, no, she knows what it is. She just happened to have studied that specially a century ago in special lecture classes. So she knows what this is. She says that this is super old. This is antediluvian old, meaning before you two. This is pre you, right?
Oh,
Um,
so
and she says it's Atul Anasazi.
uh, Gesundheit.
Okay.
That's
What?
something Tower would say.
I
Um.
just I couldn't pass it up. I just had to.
All right.
But so what is that, dear?
She
Oh,
Uncle
says that
Uncle Sachi.
it's one of the kingdoms of the ancient Atal Atlanteans.
okay. So
They had 10 kingdoms.
10 kingdoms. So is this going to involve water? Do I need to go talk to Poseidon?
No, it's like
Okay.
in Arizona, I think, or New
Wow.
Mexico
Really?
was where they were. Yeah, they're like Midwest. Well, all the Native Americans know the Anasazi, but they're mainly with the Pueblo peoples, and that's like in New Mexico, right?
Yeah.
Arizona, I
Yeah,
Yep.
forget.
that seems
Painted
about right.
Desert, Chaco Canyon, that places. But I mean, that doesn't mean anything. That's just where they were. But the book, she says she recognizes the magical sigils and stuff, but she can't read this.
Hmm.
Ain't nobody that can read it. But how was the
Well,
girls reading
clearly
it?
there was someone that could read it because the girls were reading, or one of the girls was reading it. The one you knocked out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How did she figure out how to read this?
Definitely needs to be questioned eventually.
Yeah, we'll have to question her.
Okay.
How could something? So I'm going. So well, if how long did it take her to look at the book?
Well, I mean, she recognized what it was because she literally had a lecture on it. So she
Okay.
recognized the language. She just doesn't read the language.
Who gave the lecture?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Could your professor, look it
And
over?
a very old and stodgy Chinese man by the name of Wu Bu.
Is he still alive?
Well, I mean, I'm assuming.
Well, she said a Chinese man. If it's not an immortal, then he
No,
may
it
bit the
was
bullet.
he's part of the celestial. He's in the celestial palace, which is not a place
Okay.
you can go.
Uh, okay.
As we start to touch in a little bit of your backstory.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, you
not
pissed
allowed to
somebody
go there.
off. Yeah, you definitely
I
did.
did. See,
You did.
I mean, that's what you get for,
Yeah,
Being you.
marrying dude's daughter.
yeah,
I'm not allowed to go back there anymore.
that's true. You kind of went stone monkey path or the Kappa's path more appropriately.
I mean, it's just this the way it is. I mean, have you seen her?
Fair. It's fair. But yeah, so yeah, no. But I'm sure there's other people who this is something older gods would know. You guys are younger. You're a newer generation. You've only been around. I mean, how long have you been around?
Probably maybe 1,000 years.
Yeah, you guys are newer. This is the old ancient world that's long dust.
Hmm. The old ancient
You're getting into the old ones. You're getting into people like Odin and Hela and you know
and Cthulhu.
Well, you do know Tyr.
I could probably
he's
go
not
see
that
Odin.
old.
I know he's not that old, but he probably knows people who are.
I
And
could try to go see the Allfather.
Whoa,
yeah.
good luck.
Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't kill you on sight.
Now there is no Cthulhu in this world.
Oh,
That's
Thank
just some
God.
fantasy writings of a very smart man from Providence, Rhode Island.
Mm. It all comes back.
It does. Although some of the
Providence.
demons ancient demons might well be similar looking or like, but there are no Cthulhus.
Mm.
You know what the funny thing is she was in Providence. It means that Hella wouldn't be caught dead in Rhode Island.
The Pawtucket.
Yeah, in Pawtucket.
Well, she was in Providence technically.
Yeah, but it's just Death Goddess wouldn't be caught dead in a in that part of Rhode Island.
Well, I mean, the new Dawn cult is based out of it, so
It is. It is.
you
What's
never know.
everywhere though? Oh,
Although
so
you did see in the brochure that they do have satellites
Mm.
in Boston as well as New Bedford.
Okay. I would assume after what occurred, uh, the feds are probably looking into those locations. Logically speaking,
Well,
that
I
would
wouldn't
probably
say
be
the
him.
feds, but Omnicorp
Well,
probably. Yeah.
Omnicore, yeah,
Okay.
but yeah.
you'll have to go
So
ask somebody if they are or not.
Well, the morning comes.
mhm.
Everyone goes and, of course, goes in to work in the morning. And even though she's been busy doing her night things, Mandy actually shows up today. And if you guys want, you can go to her yoga training in the morning. Kitty and of course Randy is waiting for a good hour before Randy. But Mandy is in the house today, which is rare. It's been a while because she's kind of filling in because Zephyr went off to Europe.
Yeah, yeah.
So you guys, it's a pretty normal day. You guys have your case Yo-Yo Mama is in her office talking to some suits, which is not abnormal. You see Danny is doing his thing in the lunchroom, although today he seems to have brought a pot of pork chili with him, whatever that means.
Okay.
Everybody else is doing their things. And yeah. Kitty, of course, is one of your team members, and you guys are chatting with her. Let's say you're in the snack room, and you're watching Danny eat bowl after bowl of chili rice.
Where does he put it all?
That's a good point.
I've seen mortals compress things before. Don't worry, it'll all come out eventually.
It does. Yes.
Okay, so we still have the prisoner. Although that's probably going to take whoever is the most expert at interrogation. Which, well, I do have psychiatry,
You do.
and that's I put +3 into that,
Fair enough.
so I could probably try and interrogate her.
Well, she's here. There's two of them. Which one would you like? The one that was on the far side of the table, or the one that was reading the book?
The one who was reading the book makes the most sense to go to.
Okay. She is identified as Wendy. Let's see, what should I call her? Wendy Thomas. That sounds very generic American.
Wendy Thomas?
Wendy Thomas.
Isn't that the girl from the Wendy's girl?
Well,
No idea.
no idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, that was her.
I'm sure if I did a Google search, there would be a million of them.
Of course.
All right, never mind. I just thought that, and then we also had Mandy. So and that was kind
Can
of.
we surprise her by putting a lie detector device on her? That would be scaring her a little bit. Like,
Well, that would involve lawyers and all kind of other stuff. You can't do this straight up.
Yeah.
She is in custody, and you guys, it is early morning, so you're not sure exactly where the process is right now. She was taken in late last night, so of course she spent the night in holdup, obviously. But that doesn't mean a lawyer's not incoming.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you want to do? It's 9 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing?
All right. I will. I'll have you guys if you want to come in with me, but I'll do the main interrogation thing.
Yeah, I'll be on the other side of the mirror.
Yeah,
Okay. Puffin, you come in, have the book.
Yep.
All right. Cool. So we're gonna get that set up. Talk with the people in lockup and see if we can get her in a room.
Okay. Now, lady,
Mm-hmm.
you are watching these two walking into the room with some manner of witch, with a magical book. Kitty is umming in your ear. You think that's a good idea?
No, but he's the demigod, not us.
You could tell us that, hey, this is stupid.
I go, that's stupid taking that book in there, but whatever.
You think we should hold off on it?
Yeah, I don't think you need to be taking that book in there, but he's not going to let go of it, so
I mean, sure. I'll just
put it in your pocket dimension unless we need it. Okay, that's fine.
Such a generic. It's a realm. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. All right, whatever. Your pocket place.
How dare you even?
Yeah, it costs a lot less than your apartment, mortal.
Well, it's
Anyway.
probably the size of Oahu. I mean, you're not.
When I'm
so
walking into the other room, the door is shut, and I go, "Good call, Kitty."
It's probably
Give her the credit.
multiple miles long.
I deal with enough wahoos. Okay.
Recording got red sonar thing put on her, whatever. If she,
of course,
gives off certain waves. Yeah.
So you go in. and this girl is sitting, has been brought in for you to, talk to. She is handcuffed to the table, of course, with chained cuffs. They have her in the overnighters, which for you guys there are light blue with pink stripes.
Oh,
And
okay.
her hair is very muffed. Her face is fouled from the various combats. It's still swollen. As a matter of fact, there's probably some medical attention needed. She did get punched by an actual blue titan,
Hmm.
and there
I
she
probably would
is.
have a better chance talking to this one than the one that I knocked out. But yeah, okay. So I go and sit down. Well, Miss Thomas, we meet again. I'm just trying to see if she's willing to even start talking.
No, she's not.
Okay. That was some interesting reading you had last night. I'm seeing if I can gauge any of her facial movements as I go too.
Hmm.
Look, Miss Thomas, you're obviously just a small portion of your, or a small part of your organization. You know, really, I mean, it's not mainly you we're after. If you decided to cooperate with us, then it might make things easy for you. Can I do any rolls on my psychiatry to try
Oh
and
no, I'll give you
convince
one, but
her?
not yet.
Okay, not yet. Okay. Did she say anything else, or did she say anything?
Nothing. She doesn't even blink.
Is she even conscious? Is this one of those things where, like, they had to bring her in the room, so obviously she's moving around, right?
No, she's conscious.
Okay, I'm just making sure it's not one of those weird things where it's
She's just
like,
being stalwart.
mm-hmm.
Kitty, is
Do
her
I have to
attorney on the
define that
way?
one too?
No,
No.
no, you're fine.
Okay.
So, I am, I'm gonna say, we're gonna find your boss eventually. And, you know, we're going to figure out what was in the book. So, if you simply share this with us now, you can get yourself out of trouble. End of the day, we're gonna get what we want.
You can make your roll.
Okay. Pull up. Here we go.
Not bad.
70.
So that's under
And,
ultimate. So
yeah. Unearthly.
yeah, and would you get a 70 under
You know what?
unearthly?
I'll spend karma to make it a red. So what do I need for
You need
that?
21.
Alright, I'll spend some karma.
All right. Um, which is good, because that's what you needed. Um, so she begins because you mentioned the book, and she begins to speak, and then her body starts convulsing, and then she goes very calm, and she looks at you, but the eyes are different. It's not the same person sitting in front of you. It is, but it isn't.
She's been possessed.
And she
Hmm.
says, in a well, you haven't heard her voice, but you heard her voice last night, in a very different, very deep alto female voice, actually. And she says that, do you mortals always assume what you think you know?
Well, if I assumed that I was perhaps talking to a god right now, would I be incorrect?
Return the book, and you will live.
We're still trying to figure out what the book says, though. Yeah, it could be interesting reading.
She loses her composure, and
Mm-hmm.
screams across the table at you with so much fury that you actually see veins in the neck of this girl pop and start spurting blood out upon her uniform and the table. And she
Mm.
screams very simply, "Give it back!" And it's incredibly loud. Give me an endurance roll, please. Fitness.
Okay, fitness roll. My fitness is actually amazing, so
Yep,
that works out
yours is high.
really well.
Yep.
All right, fitness roll.
Yeah, no problem. No
51 and
problem.
amazing.
Your fitness is really good. But the glass, you guys, the two-way mirror, you guys are looking through, cracks.
Yeah.
It doesn't shatter, but it is spider webs all the way across. As she says, and you guys are fine because you're on the other side of that, but the mic can't handle it, and it pops. The speakers can't handle it, so you can't hear anything inside the room anymore. Although she's still screaming, and the amazingly indomitable cloaca
Uh,
just sits
yeah,
there unfazed.
it's the almighty cloaca, but
I was
yes,
close.
you were close.
Yes.
Um, that's quite the
Uh,
pipes you
take
have on
50
there.
karma for that, by the way.
All right, cool.
Um, what do you say?
Oh, that's quite the pipes you have there. You know, I mean, look, we're going to get to the bottom of this investigation, so who knows if this ends up not being something worthy of our time, then who knows? Maybe you'll get the book back at some point. But for now, we think there's something rather shifty going on. So in
She
the
looks at
meantime,
you stone-eyed and says, "I will flend you and wear you as a scarf." She then lifts her head up, and the
Mhm.
chain that is holding her has like a loop, and she puts the head of this cultist into the loop, instantly shaking, shivering, dead.
uh, okay.
We got all of that. Well, we didn't get the last part of it, but
No,
yeah,
but
we
he did.
witnessed. Yeah,
Now, of course, the guards panic and run in. They're already a bit of panic because the
they should
sisters just
already
got
ran in
busted up.
because of the
Well, this
scream.
all
Yeah,
Yeah.
happened at the similar time, right? So the room is filled with, Omnicore people. Um, you see Yo-Yo Mama. I wouldn't say run. I do believe the word would be waddle down the hallway as she's coming. Uh, so obviously this is a bit of a fiasco. And of
Mhm.
course, Yo-Yo Mama wants to know what the hell's going on.
Uh, yeah. Well, what do you guys think? Should I tell her about the book? I mean, the book makes sense to tell her about because we already kind of have a recording of us having the conversation, anyways.
yeah.
Um, I I let Yo-Yo Mama know that when we found these people last night, they were reading from a book that we haven't been able to decipher yet. But I was trying to basically because she was the one reading the book, so I was trying to get the information from her.
It's an old
Um,
book.
yeah, but then she began acting rather crazy and basically killed herself. Well, she did kill herself. So that's the information I give. I don't mention the Hella thing or,
Nor
or
should you.
anything
You
else.
were told very
Yeah,
clearly not to.
yeah.
She's like, damn cultists. She said, get me PR, as you do.
Hmm.
Yeah. So this is a bit of a mess. Obviously, there's some reports that need to be done. But you guys are sitting in Kitty's room, and having the four of you are having a conversation. Kitty has her own little comms and data area, right? And to talk about what you should do next, because, well, obviously amongst yourselves, Hella made herself known clearly.
Yeah. And I didn't mention when I said a god, I didn't mention Hella.
No, you didn't,
because
and as you
yeah.
shouldn't. No, you did it correctly. Um, uh, so yeah, what now? There's
Hmm.
one more
There
living
is.
cultist, and there's another room place that has two. Now there are three other places when you went to them they were dead, but you could check them again, I guess.
Should have got
Yeah.
the camera on them.
Well, I had the trackers, but yeah. Hmm. Well,
You do
okay.
have
So
trackers, yeah.
yeah. Uh, if we did interrogate the other one, she'd have to be restrained. But then again, I don't even know if that'd be considering that that the god made blood spurt out of her. She could probably still kill her, even without being able to grab something. Um.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hela, you have to keep in mind, Hela is uh, going back, she's kind of like Hecate, right? In regards that she's not really an Aesir. Her father is Loki. This is true, and her mother is a Jotun. But Hela is possessive of something else. She's a little bit of a wild card. She's more in the realm of Hecate than she is, say, Odin.
Mm-hmm.
Hecate?
Yeah, the Greek goddess that's not Greek.
Oh.
Hey, I have an idea. Just a crazy thought. So we have all these profiles on people who are members of the cult,
You
right?
do have
And
some.
I'm going to say that the hair color is not their natural hair color. That would make sense if it wasn't their natural hair color.
Mhm.
Um, can we test their hair to see if it is dyed or if the color shifted in some other way? Like if it just changed in
Yep,
some other way than just being dyed.
you certainly can
Stress
do that.
related?
Okay, well we'll get we'll get that tested.
Okay.
Um,
Kitty
Getting these tricks tested.
Kitty puts
hmm,
in a request for forensics, and they'll get right on it. Um, and they're already dealing with the situation, so they're like, "Oh, sure." 5 minutes
yeah,
later, they come back and say, "Yeah, now, why did you ask that?"
that was just a hunch.
Yeah,
See if
well, your
any of
hunch
them
was
are
right.
natural
Her
red.
color is completely leached out. It's not dyed.
Hmm.
And was she a redhead originally?
Kitty brings it up. She was a brunette.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay, so it is something magical connected to them. I don't know. You got any ideas, Puffin? Because I'm trying to see where I could go with this. Like, because we
Hmm.
know that we clearly some sort of like something is getting transferred between them. I mean, the possession too makes it more obvious.
I'm gonna go and get a copy of this interview, and I'm gonna go and put it on the board for tier.
Well,
Mhm.
before you do that, and as you're mentioning that you should do that, and you're collecting your information to do that, as you should. Um, report does come across because Kitty always has a headset on, even though you can't see it half the time. She has her because her ears are different, right? I know in this we could see a touch of the ear, but there shouldn't be. She literally has cat ears. It's the best picture I could find, right?
Mhm.
But she says, what is your real name, Cloaca?
Oh, it's
Eugene or something.
P. It's P. Eugene Stuhlman.
She says, Eugene, I guess is what she would call you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
she could call me Pepe, but I prefer to go by Eugene.
Yeah, no, Eugene's more appropriate. You're definitely not a Pepe. Yeah, that you are. No,
You
Eugene
don't know
is.
my family history.
No,
You're the
no,
Pepe.
no. I
No,
just made
not
an
Pepe.
executive decision there. Um, she says, Eugene, your apartment is under attack.
My pigeons. I
Out the window he goes.
Yeah, out the window I go, not even thinking.
You
What
got
do
your
you guys
earpiece
do?
in, right? You got your earpiece, right?
Yeah, I got my stuff
You
in.
know you're walking into a trap, right?
I must save them! Does Kitty tell you guys anything else as I'm recklessly... Because, I mean, Puffin can just teleport you. But that,
Yeah.
you know.
No. She says, okay then. Yeah, it's a report that there were people that had broke into his apartment. Of course, they don't know who you are, right? Broke into the apartment and were trashing it.
Well, my pigeons are on the roof, so... But my character is still...
Yeah, no, I understand.
Does he live in an apartment or does he live like in a house?
He lives in a
No apartment.
brownstone, I'm assuming.
He lives in...
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if he has pigeons on the roof, he's in a brownstone.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
obviously, he's in a brownstone apartment, which would probably put him either in Providence or he's over near Hasbro. But either way,
That's fine.
it doesn't matter. That for him, that's not far. So what do you guys? What do you? We know what he's doing. What do you guys do?
I'm gonna be. I'm just gonna look at him.
Are we
Well,
going to go back him up?
Well, let's go save him.
Okay.
Birdbrain needs our assistance.
I'll grab a hold of his arm. Come on, kitty.
You know, one thing, too, if somebody was attacking my apartment, Kitty might have got a glimpse at them.
No,
too.
she caught a report coming across the line.
Oh,
police
just a
department.
report.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No visuals.
All right.
There's a call going into the police department, and Kitty monitors all lines. This
Okay,
is why
fair
Kitty
enough.
has
I say half a
remarkable
block
intelligence,
away.
right?
I tell her, don't put us right there on the same. Put us, on how big our city.
Well, he doesn't really know where it is, so you guys
Yeah.
would fly after, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Kitty's going to stay right here. I mean, this is where the best place for her to be.
Okay.
But you guys all fly, so off you go.
Yeah.
You
So off we
guys go
go.
flying after him. Now, when you come, when you approach your building, Puffin, the building, there is smoke billowing out the building. Particularly
mean
the
GOP?
central of the smoke is coming out of your apartment windows. The roof is
GOP, your
still
apartment's on
intact,
fire.
however.
I am going to, because I don't really have anything in my apartment that's going to be like... Well, they probably are coming after it because they think I have that book. Which would make sense if that was my guess. But for right now, I'm going to save my pigeons. Because that's my number one priority. They are my friends.
Gotta save your babies.
Okay. Well, there's nothing obstructing you, so you can.
Since with a name like Klowake, you're never gonna have kids.
The fire
Yeah.
department is just that's true. The fire department is just showing up. And of course the few residents that were home, it is work time, but the few residents who are home are out in the street looking up, wondering what the hell's going on.
Is everyone evacuated? Do we need to check on somebody that's not been found?
After my pigeons are out, I'll start going to the building.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, there's no problem with that. Matter of fact, the firemen, of course, run up the building, do their job, and whilst by the time you're done gathering your pigeons, the fire is out. Mainly, they just set a fire in the kitchen. It wasn't enough to set the whole building ablaze. But yeah, so the firemen are clearing the building, but there aren't anybody in danger. Do you go and look at your apartment, Puffin?
it's not my apartment.
Yes, I'm going to look around my apartment.
All right. The kitchen is gutted. That's for
course.
sure. There's smoke in everything in the entire apartment, so you'll never get that out. But
You won't get your
however,
deposit back either.
the living room area, and it's probably you have two bedrooms or a study and a bedroom, two other rooms, right? They're completely trashed. Everything's turned upside down. They're clearly someone was looking for something.
Okay. I asked Kitty, those reports, did anyone see anything? Did anyone give a description to the people?
Hooded thugs. Thugs in hoodies.
Hey, just a random thought. Those trackers I put on those cars last night. Just curious. Are they, do you see any movement on there?
She quickly talks to Randy, and he shares the information with her, and she brings it up. She brings it up in your guys' heads up, and she has the information. Uh, two of the cars are owned by men, and there were two men that were visiting. One is named Richard something Marks. We'll go with Marks. And he has a Hyundai. The other one is Richard Maximus.
A lot of dicks around here.
And he owns the lemon lime trim Stingray, modern new Stingray, and his license plate is the Big D. Just so you know.
Are you sure this isn't Tower's car?
Right, and the beat
He would
up
have gotten a pickup.
the beat up Buick is owned by Mary Perez, who is one of the cultists. There's the other girl doesn't seem to have a car because there are two girls there, right? Two cultist girls. And so I'm assuming you want to know where the Buick is.
Yeah, I want to know where the one that she had is.
We need to capture those girls and interrogate them because we got backsliders. This is supposed to be a lesbian sex cult, and those were dudes.
They were dudes. Well, no, you
right.
guys made the assumption about the lesbian thing.
Only ladies can be members.
That
Sorry.
doesn't mean that doesn't necessarily equate.
Doesn't mean they're exclusive in their private lives.
Yes.
Okay, whatever.
But nevertheless, yes, you do know exactly where the Buick is. It's sitting on the corner of Orange and 13th in Boston.
Is that right by their Boston office?
It is exactly the Boston office.
Okay, that makes sense. I was just seeing if some of those cultists were directed to come over,
They probably hired some.
my
Well,
place.
obviously they were. I mean,
Yeah.
who else is going to attack your apartment, right?
I get that. I was just seeing if, that would have given, the person being at the place, then that would be one of the people who was sent. But that was just my thought, because that's just something I...
The other concerning thing might be how quickly they found your alias.
Well,
dun, dun, dun.
I don't know. My identity wasn't ever very secret. I mean, granted, we didn't really talk about that, but my character was a criminal originally, so he's reformed.
Oh,
so.
Fair enough. That's actually handy then. How about you, lady? What about Blue Titan? Is she have an alias? Is she an AKA or
She
is
can't.
she?
She can't do an alias. She can't be an alias because her skin doesn't turn from fleshy tones to blue. It's always blue.
So what's her real name?
Right now, she's still looking for a place to live, but she's been staying at the offices. So
that's fine. What's your character's real name?
It's something Smith. Jinx Smith Snow. Excuse me.
Jinx Snow. So we got a Jinx, we got a Eugene, and we have what is your actual Japanese name?
Well, just Ryzen.
No, that's
all
English.
he got.
You would have a Japanese name.
Whatever. Ryzen Japanese.
I'm not a polyglot. I'm English with scribbles.
I see. Yes. Well, you should figure out a Japanese name. Nevertheless, they can't get to either one of them so easily, but you're easily got at. But they didn't find what they were looking for, obviously.
Yeah. And they won't.
Ha ha.
Yep. All right. Cool.
Haven't found what I'm looking for.
Your pigeons are safe.
Is there any? I asked Kitty if she can check any nearby surveillance to see if maybe she could figure out
Why
who
do
the
you always
culprits were.
take my lines?
Yeah, I
Oh,
know,
well,
I know, and of
sorry.
course, Kitty is getting a little bit annoyed that you don't know that she's way ahead of you.
Of course,
Yeah.
she's already
Always.
way ahead of us.
Well, I'm flustered.
Taking
My
traffic.
pigeons almost died,
That's true.
Chester.
That is true. They were many floors away from danger,
They
but
were, but in my mind.
in your mind. Um,
I mean, pigeons
Kitty
aren't really the brightest creatures.
Kitty gives up three little video clips of the people, these hooded individuals entering the building. There are three of them, and they're all they. She's trying to look for other cameras, but she doesn't think she'll find one because she can just see, and she kind of stops and shows it to you because you guys have this head up, so you can see what she's showing you. And it looks like they're getting out of a beat up old Datsun. I mean, like a Datsun wagon from like the late 70s. And so there wouldn't. She's trying to find other cameras to get a look at them, but she's not having much luck yet. Nevertheless, you see the three clips. There are three people. They are dressed in jeans, Timberlands, and hoodies. All of the hoodies are sports related. None of them are of this region, though. And the one of them is a very big, bulky person. The other two are more lithe.
Okay, and I'm
But
going to take a
okay, are
wild
they
guess.
walking or running when they get out of the car?
Walking.
They're walking. Do they walk like girls, women with, or do they walk like guys?
Yes.
That's so wrong.
Okay, and I'm going to assume the view of the car isn't clear enough to get a license plate on that.
She's working on it.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna fly up and start looking for that car up and down the streets. Just start a pattern or something like that. If the other car's toward Boston, that's the general direction I'll go. But cover like 6 city streets across and go that way.
You don't have to go very far at all. It's sitting exactly where you see it in the video.
Oh, kitty cat, can you see this on my optical thing?
She says, "Huh." Because she's, this is happening live, so she's going pretty quickly, actually, if you think about it.
It's
But
not moving, right?
she does go back and she goes to where you are right now, and like 30 seconds before, and kind of backtracks herself. They never left the building.
I'm still in my apartment, and I'm calling the insurance guy. Be like, that somebody like it's crazy. Somebody tore up my place and then a fire. I'm making a claim and all that. So that's
Did you
that's what I'm doing.
buy the place, or are you renting?
Renter's insurance.
Okay, that's a
And
thing.
my stuff, my stuff that got destroyed.
Oh, fair enough. You're doing the normal Joe stuff. All right.
Letting Ryzen know that, according to Kitty and by what I see, that they never left the building.
Well, I
Let's
would
get
assume.
together and go in together, start the basement and go up. As far as I know. Okay. I join Ryzen at the stairs and we're going downstairs and going up.
Well,
Who's
I would
going
assume
down?
I'd
Who's
be on
going
the.
up? We'll say you're on the fifth
We're
floor.
staying
How about
we're
that?
staying
This is
together. We're staying
eight-story
together.
brownstone. You're
We are
staying together.
staying
All right.
together.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you guys. Well, he's busy with accountants.
Of course.
Yeah. So you and Ryzen are on actually in the basement level, which is where the storage units and laundry room and stuff like that is. You find in the laundry room, sitting on the folding table, the jeans, Timberlands, and hoodies that those three were wearing are just laying out quite neatly placed.
Checking for cameras, other people.
No.
Uh let's bag and tag these.
Well,
right.
you can call the team in to do that. I mean, you could do it yourself
Yeah.
as well, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Call the team in to bag and tag it. See if we can get any DNA evidence off of them. So, letting Kitty know that they left their clothes behind. So, did anybody Let's go check out the people who came out of the building that are waiting and watching. See if we can find 2 regular people and 1 heavyset person.
Okay, give me a insight roll, please.
I am a criminologist.
Well, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Add it.
A crimologist.
What do we add? I don't know. It's a deal up, right?
Well, first of
From
all,
my logic.
what is your insight? Your wisdom?
My wisdom is typical.
Okay, typical. And how many ranks do you have in the skill of criminology?
3, because we added
Well,
3,
then
right?
it's unearthly.
So
Yeah.
it's unearthly. Go ahead and make your roll.
Makes it okay. The 10 column and then the 1 column, and here we go. 16-6.
66. Very nice. 66 under unearthly is absolutely yellow. Very nice. Good roll.
It's a yellow.
So you saw the video, and of course you're actually very highly trained in this particular skill, which makes sense for your character. And you're looking in the crowd, and sure enough, a large crowd has gathered. Obviously, it's something to do in the city, right? A bunch of cops have showed up, firemen. They've coordinated it off, and it's not such a hyped in a situation. It's just an apartment fire, right? However,
Right.
you see off to your left, there is a very bulky female,
Mm-hmm.
and she just seems to match the bill that you saw in the video. And on the other side of the crowd, you see 2 very lithe ladies, and they both have very bad wigs on.
Okay. Make sure we get a clear picture of all 3 of them before we can identify them.
Kitty's already doing that. And the
Yeah.
big bulky one, the muscular one, she's
Yeah.
wearing a beanie, so you can't see hair.
Right.
Her
But-
face. I'm not here, but never mind.
Ask Ryzen. I go, how strong is your wind current thing?
Quite powerful. Why?
Oh, I don't think it can be done easily then.
They are intermixed amongst the crowd.
I kind of like, after pointing them out to Kitty, after we get a good look at them, let him know who I suspect.
Strong gust of wind doesn't have to
Doesn't
be that
does
strong.
it doesn't pull off a beanie though. Beanie gets pretty tight on a head.
Well, it could be a nice strong gust of wind. It's not going to knock
That's
him
what
over.
I mean. It would be noticeable. That's what I'm trying to make it look
Yeah, but lady, keep in
natural.
mind, with your roll, these are the 3. There's
Yeah.
no
Mhm.
question in your mind. Those are the 3.
These are the
There's
3.
no question. With that roll that you got with your unearthly ability, those are clearly
Okay.
the 3.
I
There's no question.
I get a little flip thing out, right, and get a pen and I go, did anyone see anything? I go over and I start on the left side and I
So go to
ask
the
this.
big one. Okay.
Yeah. Did you see anything?
Who are you talking to?
The big one.
Are you talking directly to her?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I started with the person on her left,
No, that's fine.
and then
you're next to her.
you didn't say he
start
was
on
on
the left, and
yeah,
then you go next to her.
right.
Now that you're very close to her, because you're literally one person over from her,
Yeah.
you see several things. One,
Okay.
she is clearly apprehensive. 2, you can see at the back of the beanie, she's got you don't know what's underneath the beanie, but what you can see is very tightly cropped white hair.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But taking their names. If if you think you can remember anything, please contact us.
Okay, you come to her.
Yeah.
Now,
Hi, and what's your name?
she turns
She
and
gives
walks
her the-
away.
You don't want to witness anything? You don't want to tell me nothing?
She's heading down the street.
Okay, go to the next person
Ryzen,
then.
are you
Boy,
here?
what's
Paying
wrong with
attention?
Yes.
that person? Sure, I asked the person next to her and go, what's wrong with her? How did I offend her?
All right.
I'm just
And this
I
is
am
a
doing-
very
police work.
chatty Kathy, so she's happy to talk to you.
I,
You're
Okay.
a
that
member of
one.
the recruits, right? Ryzen, are you here?
I am.
All right. You see what she does. The big bulky one walks off. The other two lithe ones on the other side of the crowd turn and walk the other way.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I can't let her get away.
Well, there
We
are
know where their
three of them.
cars at.
There's
We know where
one.
their cars are at.
There's one
So,
going up the street that is perpendicular to this building, and the other two are going up the street that is parallel to this building.
kitty
Well,
cat, keep
let's
an eye
see.
on their car. Let us know when they're there. She whispers, kitty cat.
Well, let's. If they're going are they going towards their cars, or are
No,
they just?
they are not.
Okay, well then I'm just. They need to, they need to come here. So power stunt time.
Surveil.
You are
It's
talking
vacuum
to
time.
accountants.
I'm saying nobody surveil. Like I don't know. I was gonna throw surveillance into my How
Well,
much would it cost me to get surveillance in my house? There we go.
Surveillance on his house.
Yeah.
No. Technically, you are in the conversation. The comms are on your head.
That is
Yeah.
true. So I can hear them. I know what's going on, but I'm kind of like, I'm just like, hold on a sec. Do you guys need me to, help with this or something? I'm busy. But
Yes, I'm going. Okay, so in a flash, I'm going to appear next to Mr. C, grab him, and
Mhm.
teleport in front of the big chick with a strike of lightning. It's like not so fast.
Yeah, you don't need to power stunt any of that. You're already
Yeah.
capable of doing it.
And I tell the person, Miss Chatty Pathy, he goes, excuse me, I have to go assist some boys. Close the folder. Zoom. Following them.
Oh, okay.
After
So
I see that they landed there, they start confronting her.
you can.
I'm
She's
on my
not
way
that far
then.
away from you.
Yeah.
So
Hold on, I'll call you back. Okay.
They got to come take pictures anyway. So
Yeah.
she understands that instantly the jig is up with you two appearing in front of her. She's not looking behind her to see that there's a Titan coming in, but she knows that you see this resolve come
Busted.
across her face, and she gets angry instantly, and she says, "Profaners." And as she does, you're not sure, but you think she just got bigger. But one thing you definitely notice, she's buck naked in front of you all of a sudden because there's this greenish blue billowing fire that just envelops her and burns all her clothing away, and she's attacking.
I am distinctly reminded of the Norse deity Sol because she is enveloped in blue fire. But that's neither here nor there. As I see her do this, well, I'm just gonna call down lightning to strike her. Just
So give me initiatives.
All right.
initiative.
Now this one isn't particularly strong, so she doesn't get much bonuses. She's getting only +10 to her roll. So
I'm trying to
Okay.
figure out what my
well,
initiative
she's
again
not
is.
she's not particularly fast. Sorry. I've only got a 14.
Okay.
I've got a 14.
Let me roll my
I
speed.
rolled a 1. No, 14. No.
Come on, here we go. Okay, so that is a 35.
Yeah, that's
I
super
hate you.
fast. Now, lady, she's still within the same area of you, so none of you actually have to do any kind of movement. When you're in the same area with someone, and outside is bigger than inside, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
you don't need to expend movement. Any kind of little movement you do is a free action, as it were. So, lady, you are in this initiative. You're not out. You don't have to come in next round. You are here.
Okay.
So
I'm trying to
give
figure out what am I supposed to roll again? The
10 plus
percentage,
your
like always.
speed. 10 plus your
Okay,
speed.
that's what it is. Speed. Okay.
I would have figured
Okay,
you'd
speed.
be
Where are you?
faster, Puffin.
I need to reevaluate my stuff because I probably am faster.
Okay, so
I
it's
think I may have done it
13
wrong.
plus roll. Okay, 14 plus roll.
I mean,
Okay.
she's got a 10 because she is super powered, so she's better than the average human, right? But 10's not great.
Mhm.
That's wrong.
I'll
Clear.
have to talk to GOP about it because I think I should be faster.
Okay, we'll discuss it.
38.
Wow,
I mean, 38 plus
that is
14.
really
No,
not correct
that's not
at
it.
all.
I'm sorry. Are we rolling a
You
10-sider?
just a single 10-sider. That's all
And
you're rolling.
add your speed.
That's what I was asking for.
Mhm.
Plus 14.
Okay,
So
cool.
24.
That's
So,
good.
GOP, go.
All right. Well, she's covered in flames.
Well,
So,
just keep in mind that's a cinematic, right?
all right,
I mean,
true.
she didn't get a free action on you guys. It's just a cinematic. That's what she does on her round, but it looks better, right?
I'm gonna fly up out of her reach and start blasting her
All right,
with
go ahead.
my shots. Okay,
How
so
far up do you want to go? You can move 3 areas and still be in range. It's up to you.
well, my grace is amazing, and my corrosive missile I bumped it up to remarkable. So I should have good range, like to just stay out of her, stay away from her so she can't grab me.
Yeah, no,
Um,
no problem. I'm just asking how far do you go up? That's all I'm asking.
um, I will go up.
You don't have instant speed, do you? No, you
No,
don't have instant acceleration, so you're probably limited to 2 rounds this round. 2
yeah,
areas this round.
I'll do 2 areas. That's
Okay.
that's perfectly fine with me.
All right.
Okay,
Your
and
attack.
then so I'll get what 3 attacks because it's grace,
Well, I
right?
mean, it you need to succeed to continue, but go ahead.
Yeah. All right, let me
It
roll
is under
this.
grace. Yeah. You're using your corrosive attacks, I'm assuming.
63 under amazing. That is
You sure it's not monstrous?
for my grace
I thought
is
you had a
amazing.
bump.
I bumped up my corrosive missile.
All right.
My
Well,
my grace is amazing.
It hits for sure.
Yeah. And that should be yellow under amazing. And
Is.
okay. So 2 more attacks.
Mhm.
That is a red under will be remarkable.
Mhm.
Oh no, that wouldn't be a red, that'd be a yellow. Okay.
Okay.
And last one under good. Right, I'll roll that. No.
No.
Okay.
So you hit twice, and now keep in mind this is considered an energy attack. So a yellow only gives you a bullseye, and a red is a kill, which you want to avoid.
Yeah.
But what is your damage? So you upped your corrosive damage. So what is the power rank of your corrosive missile now?
All right, so I had I had 1 extra point in my corrosive missile, so it was remarkable, but I bumped it from 26 to 27.
Okay,
So
so it's remarkable. That's what I
yeah,
need to know. Okay,
yeah.
so it goes from remarkable to incredible. So the 30 you increase by 1 point, right? So instead of
Mhm.
being 37, it does 38 points of damage. You blast into her with it, good hits, solid hits, and it does absolutely nothing.
Nice. Well, I'm kind of useless here. Yeah, that didn't work.
Next would be Lady.
I'm going to try to knock him out.
Right, so just
From
you
behind.
come flying from behind and take an attack. Now she is preoccupied, so you do get a column shift on this. So what are your tactics?
I'm physically hitting.
Now,
What
what
is your
is your tactic rank, please?
Oh, tactic. Tactic is remarkable.
And do you have martial arts B?
Yes.
Very well. So it goes incredible up to amazing because of your advantage of flanking her or attacking from behind. So go ahead and make your roll, please.
I'll
All right,
use
that hit. Roll again. Very nice.
74.
And roll again.
no?
And that I think that's still hit anyway. A good 34 under 33 under good, I think hits. No, it misses. But you
No.
do hit twice. What is your strength?
46.
46. So it's amazing. Okay. Amazing, amazing is monstrous. So you do monstrous point of damage. Have you added anything to increase that rank?
Not yet.
Okay. So you do 88 points of damage to her as you lay into her. And whereas the energy damage did nothing to her, your fists absolutely do, although they are slightly reduced. So you feel her body give underneath of you as you hit a
Mm-hmm.
punch into her, but this is not a human, meaning
Yeah.
she has some kind of power. Obviously, she's on fire, but she has some kind of, her body is not normally human. A normal human would be KO'd right there. And you
Yeah.
can feel she's taking it, but she's way tougher than a normal person. Because so far, all the cultists you've run into are just normal people, right?
Yep.
Um, so you do damage to her, and you also scored a slam. So make that roll, please. It's under her endurance or fitness, which is amazing. So go ahead.
Damn.
2.
No, that's good.
Ah.
That's
That
good.
is good.
That is
Oh, it's
good.
good?
Yeah.
You grand
On
slam her.
slam?
So you come up from behind and you hit her.
Oh.
And your strength is monstrous, right?
No, no, it's just 40.
40. Okay,
My
40. Okay,
hang
that's
on,
fine.
hang on, no, hang on. Strength itself.
Yeah, muscle. What is your
What's your
muscle level?
muscle?
Yeah.
We don't have a
Because you
muscle
had
rate.
boosts to it that
It's
made you
you should
ridiculous.
have tactics, grace,
Muscles
then
is
muscle.
64.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's monstrous. So that was actually 89 points of damage. Yeah, geez. Um, she disappears into the distance.
Huh?
You punched
Uh,
her into oblivion.
Boom.
Ryzen. Let's see, it's my turn. Um, hmm.
Keeps
All
on
right,
running?
my turn. And Ryzen. She disappears down the street off to the right. I mean, I'm
Just
not even have the chart to calculate that, but monstrous strength, grand slam, yeah, it's far. It's
that's
many
a
areas.
No.
So she's kind of out of sight. What do
Oh,
you want to do,
she
Ryzen?
flew like yeah. She just
Oh
went
no, she
flying.
flew.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Superman getting punched, right? Ryzen, what are you doing?
I am going to look at this like, well, shit. You don't see that every day. I'm gonna. Do I know roughly the area she's gonna land in?
Not really. I mean, you can see generally, but you couldn't pinpoint that.
I'm just gonna teleport over there.
Maybe in the air, so you can
Yeah,
see.
just in the air so I can see.
With a
All right.
catcher's mitt right in front of her path. Is come
Oh
on.
no, grab her, just slam her into the ground.
Okay.
Try to catch her, slam her.
You do teleport in the air, so you can see the general area. You do see her, and she's basically taken out the left side of a small kiddie park with her
Oh no.
landing. And you're after her, but you see the tail end of it, nevertheless, because this is all happening within seconds of each other, right? She stands and then becomes greenish blue mist and just kind of sinks into the ground.
Well, we picked the wrong pony to go after.
Miserable undead.
Hmm. Okay. Cool.
With that,
And the
no, hold on a second.
Oh, hold
With
on. She may
that,
come back.
Puffin, take 50 karma,
Hooray.
and you decide you're going to investigate further. And you go back to where your friends are, and you you give the sniff test to Jinx's fist.
Why
Sure
are you
enough,
sniffing my fist?
magic.
So she wasn't really here?
Oh no, she is
No.
here. But he recognizes this magic, but he needs confirmation.
He needs his wife to smell your hand.
He does.
Oh, I get to go to his pocket dimension?
Well, you
You
can,
can.
or she could come here.
Oh, go ahead and just burst her bubbles.
I mean,
Well,
I
we could
did.
go. We could go to the pocket dimension. It's only like a portal away.
You are not invited.
Oh, okay.
You made fun of my apartment. And you made fun of my clothes. You're staying here.
Fair enough. You guys just teleport away, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
guys, what? Where'd you go?
Yeah, we're doing to you what he does to us all the time. Just
Mhm.
Yeah.
disappears. What? Why are we going? You got to tell me why we're going.
I mean, it's like my wife needs to confirm this magic.
I touch magic.
So
Looking at my
describe your
hands.
your island.
All right, let me give it. So basically, whenever you transport there, it is a massive island in basically a crystal sea. The sky is filled with clouds and is a deeper shade of blue, almost like a purplish. Not natural. There's a golden lightning that is constantly in the sky, almost like trees would grow from the ground. On the island itself, it's looks like a Japanese hillside with a mock Mount Fuji in the center and on the side of one of the adjacent mountains because, not going to build on a volcano. Not that this is an active
Smart.
volcano.
Smart.
Is my palace and then the, servants' quarters.
And
Because,
the sakura trees are always in bloom.
yes, of course.
Of course.
Because my
And
ladies
of course, they always smell nice then, okay.
And the red
Not like your hand
and the
right
red
now.
maples are there as well. Got to have those.
Yes, and the leaves basically fall into place and form a bridge that leads up to the main house.
And there's a little waterfall off in the distance where koi swims up, becomes a dragon, falls down, becomes a koi, swims up, becomes a dragon, over and over
Yep.
and over again.
You'll get used to that after a few hundred years. Don't worry about
Yeah.
that part.
I won't live that long.
I haven't
So-
figured all that out yet, but
that's true. But anyway, your wife is doing, she's playing the koto.
I will come up and knock, and it's like, beloved, we have guests. Well,
Guest?
a guest.
She stands up and walks over and says, "Oh, it's very nice to see you again, Jinx."
Madam. 'Cause I don't know her real name, but okay.
Well, I
Ohio?
don't know her either. What is her name? Wife is what I know.
Well, she's Sella is her name.
Once again, not very Japanese.
I don't know Japanese names.
What's the flower? Camilla. Camilla's Japanese.
Yeah, Camilla then.
Wow.
Right?
What?
No. Well,
No?
That doesn't
wow.
sound.
I'm
no.
sorry. Maybe it's some other Asian
That
culture
is
that.
No, that's
amazingly
not at all.
not.
I don't know
Sorry.
Japanese. What's the Japanese word for rain?
Ami.
Then it's Ami.
It's
because
Camilla.
I'm lightning and she's rain.
Shut up! Somebody tell him to shut up.
But
Fine.
I
All
just say madam.
but that's adorable.
And I tell her that her home is beautiful.
All right.
Always give a
So
compliment, right?
we need some name. Let me help out here.
Yeah.
You're 1,000 years, so it would be Kamakura.
Note, I don't know how to spell any of this.
Let me think. This is ancient Japanese. It isn't modern. Give me a
We
second.
have 5 minutes.
That could be the cliffhanger. What the names will be, just
Actually, if you want her to be Rain from Kamakura Jidai, I would say call her Gami.
Got me. Sounds good.
And you could be Ukita.
Ukita.
which means the shine in the night sky.
Oh, wonderful. As long as I shine in her sky.
Aw, there
Aw.
you
Which
go.
reminds me,
Put me on the damn
which
spot with ancient Japanese. That's not
Yeah.
fair.
you're welcome. But what was it? Yeah, that reminded me. I was like, I wonder if I have any kids because the first thing I did as soon as I got out of isolation.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I know you're 1,000. You came up during the Kamakura era, so and you can decide how long you were in Taiwan Sun Moon Lake. It was some length of time. Nevertheless, you ask her to sniff her fist, and the reason this came to your mind was because about 800 years ago, there was an incident that it was kind of all God's hands on deck, right? The
Mhm.
Crusades were ongoing in the later period of the Crusades, and the humans were making a exceptional amount of noise that they do every 400 or 500 years. You notice, um, but there was a lot of nonsense, and over in Scandinavian area, in the Slavic areas, not not Scandinavia, sorry, the Slavic areas, what would become
The
Russia.
Slavs.
In that area, um, the whole thing with the Byzantines and all that. You would know all this shit, right? But there was an uprising, and it was the Scandinavian gods, or a group of them, were trying to claim territory for their mortals, and which is not kosher, right? You're not supposed to do
Hmm.
that kind of thing. There was a big uprising, and you remember that look of that fire and that smell because you
Hmm.
probably were involved in that fight. Those are
Hmm.
Hellites,
Yep, that's a
and your
Hellite.
wife confirms it.
And she goes, "What's a Hellite?"
What the hell's a Hellite?
Yeah, you can
I'll
go ahead and
face
explain it.
palm, even though yes, I'll explain how the the
The gods
war.
came down trying to help their humans get more land. Yeah, so those
Yes,
humans are Hellites.
No,
no,
Hellites
No,
are humans that bodies have been taken by Hela and infested with underworld souls. They're
And
possessed bodies.
do their
so
hair does their
Therefore,
hair
his
tend to turn
comment,
white?
undead. That's why I gave him
yeah,
50 karma.
yeah. So I'm going to ask address the elephant in the room. How many Hellites could you make from Beelzebub?
is he still here?
I
The
am
last
No.
she
here.
knew, she
That process doesn't apply that way. It's
Mhm.
not applied that way. It's applied differently. So it doesn't actually that is not the right question.
But yeah, it's a little PTSD. I was like, wait, I
Well,
remember that
no,
fight.
you're thinking about it, and your wife
Mhm.
remembers it as well. And what you saw, it triggered a memory, which has brought us here. However, one thing you do know is those Hellites were zombie-like. They didn't have self-determination. They were just puppeted things by Hela herself, which is why you recognize her so quickly because you've seen her before, right? Although with the greater gods, it ended up being more machinations rather than direct involvement. But nevertheless, but these things you saw with that lady you saw, she was completely in charge of her own person.
her own.
She
Yeah, like
was herself.
this person wasn't a zombie. This
Yeah.
person was themselves.
But you definitely recognize it, which is what triggered the memory, and your wife confirms it is definitely the same energy she remembers from the Hellite Wars.
So
I'm
that
gonna
was Hella I hit.
No,
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 no, no,
you
no, no,
were.
no.
It was well, for all they used to be constructs of Hela, the undead.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. But this
So-
wasn't that. But yet it
Yeah,
was.
it's the same energy. She's found a way to put Hellite energy into living beings.
Wonder how she did that.
Yeah, I wonder.
Using a whole lot of energy from Bizzly Bob. Sorry.
Poor Beelzebuddy.
Well, keep in mind, these Omnis are a brandy new thing. They've
Yeah.
never been
Beep,
seen
beep, beep.
before. Some damn humans and their meddling with science have unlocked something brand new.
And it's
Yeah.
9:01. 2 hours is up.
Yep, I know.
And you had no coffee break
and
either.
GOP can't say anything because he's not here.
When I'm
He
just on the
he
phone
wasn't
with my,
invited.
I'm on the phone with my guy, with the guy at the insurance agency. I'm like, hey, what do you mean my socks aren't covered? They're designer.
Exactly. All right, we're gonna leave
They were Donny
that
Osmond socks.
revelation
They're
right there.
purple.
Mm-hmm.
And
Plot
that's the end for the
twist.
day.
Thank you very much, Ethereal Dragon. Yes.
Should we consider only 2 hours now from now on until your friend gets better? Would help?
No. Today is special. I have to go to the
Okay.
city and I have to arrange the return of a vehicle.
All right.
It
Okay.
is related to that problem, but I just have to leave early to go do that because I also have university. I'm a very busy day. I'm going to be pushing it just to get there and get back in time. Like I said, and then I have to do classes in the city over the mountain. Then I have to drive all the way back. Oh God, it's one of those days. But
Okay, Chester,
nevertheless,
do we need to change days?
no, you
Mhm.
don't. It's just
Okay.
today in
Just
particular.
today.
Okay.
Nevertheless, that was a great session. That was fun. Everybody, let's see, we dealt with. You defeated her, even though it's still considered a defeat. You did a lot of good sleuthing, good role playing. So I will give. I'm going to be generous. I give you 400 for today.
Wow. Cool.
Yep.
Woohoo, we're people again.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you all very much. We'll check us out next week for this as we continue. It's starting to heat up. I like it. I like where it's going. And of course, this week, in 2 days, on Drone Recorder Ultimate Edition, we are doing Alice in Wonderland. Come back for that. That should be pretty cool, especially with the artists we have. Nevertheless, you guys got anything to say before I get out of here?
Nope. I'm good.
Bye,
Everybody,
everyone. Have a
take
good one.
care.
I'll be
Later, everybody.
faster next session.
Bye bye.